going on, guys, and welcome back to Baker's DIY Lifestyle. So in today's video, we are going to be doing our first mow with the zero turn since we've done our aerate and overseed on the front yard here. And I just want to go over some of the progress that the yard has made, talk about some of the stuff that has not went too good, and really just go over my plan for the rest of the year, how I'm going to green up the yard one more time here before Halloween, and just push some more growth going into the winter before everything starts to shut down. So here in North Carolina, we have now made it almost 3 weeks with zero rain, which has been, it's been pretty awful. I've had the sprinklers running almost every day, and the front yard luckily got some rain right after I put the seed down. So I did have a lot of green up in the front yard, and you can see behind me, it filled in pretty good. I still have some bare spots right here in the center in that rough spot, and I did come back and throw more seed down, and I'm trying to get it to come in and get established, but without the rain, I just don't have enough time to watch my sprinklers all day long, and I just haven't got anything to germinate really good yet. So we do have finally a little bit of rain coming hopefully this weekend. So I want to get in here, go ahead and give it a mow, get down some fertilizer, and I'm going to go over the 2 types of fertilizer that I bought, because I am going to be throwing down a ton of iron because my recent soil test just showed me that I was a little bit iron deficient. Everything else looked good, but I want to explain why I'm doing that as well. So as I'm swinging around back here to the backyard, the Kentucky bluegrass, you can see behind me that this Kentucky bluegrass is filling in, and it is getting dark green before winter. And the worst part, and I'm super upset about, is all of this right in front of the pool. So if you'll remember from my video when I threw the seed, I talked about my seed coming in late, and sadly it came in right at the beginning of our drought. So I have only had maybe 2 nights of natural rain in the past 3 or 4 weeks on this seed. And again, I've watered it almost every day religiously, but I haven't been able to water it enough to keep the seed wet to really get a good germination. And we had a couple cold weeks in the middle. So it's just been, it's been awful for growing seed. I even had to go out and I got some straw just to try to keep some moisture in that red clay. The good thing is all of my established Kentucky bluegrass is filling in. It is darkening. It looks really, really good. And I mean, worst case scenario, some of the new seed comes in a little bit later, and hopefully it makes it through the winter, and then it'll just establish itself next year. All right, so we got the front yard done, and it definitely takes a couple weeks to get the stripes laid back in on that fresh grass, because it does not like to lay over like it does once it's nice and tall and thick. But it's a good solid start to hopefully what the yard's gonna look like towards the end of the year. So now that it's all level, I'm gonna go ahead and get the bagger put on the tractor and hammer down the backyard, and that'll be it for the mowing. All right, guys, so it is the next day, and it is the day that I'm gonna get the fertilizer thrown down. And it is a beautiful day today, and with that little extra rain that we got yesterday morning before we mowed, the yard is greening up and it looks spectacular. So the fertilizer that I'm gonna throw down for my last growth application of the year is going to be my tried and true Southern States 18-24-12. So we're gonna go ahead and drop another starter fertilizer, and that is really just because my soil test showed my phosphorus was really, really low. So I feel like I'm okay going ahead and doing another starter fertilizer application. But I'm also gonna add in this protein brand fertilizer that I got from GCI Turf, because I was looking for something that had a lot of iron without using a product like ironite or milorganite, because it just costs so much. So this stuff has 14% iron, which is absolutely incredible. And that is really going to enhance that deep, dark, almost bluish kind of green in the yard for the rest of the year, and especially going into Halloween. So right now it is October 15th and we have a couple weeks until Halloween, and it's supposed to rain tonight, which is perfect because that'll get all this stuff watered in. And by Halloween, our yard should be the darkest, greenest yard in the entire neighborhood, which is exactly what we want. But now I'm going to show you how I'm going to mix these fertilizers together. I don't have a wheelbarrow, so I don't have a good way to like pour them into something big. So I'm actually going to use this trash can here. Just going to pour a little bit of each back and forth, kind of shake it up, put it in the spreader, and then rock and roll. The one thing you have to watch out for when you're using a product with this much iron is it will stain your driveway. So be careful with that. Make sure you're throwing it when it's dry. You definitely don't want to throw it when it's wet because that stuff will immediately start breaking down and you will have brown stains everywhere. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw it, make sure I blow off the ground nice and good, and then that'll be it for this video. All right guys, that's it for this video, and that is probably it for the vigorous growing season. So it was a good year. Definitely glad that I had some time to sit down and really kind of go over the yard, give it a nice reset, because this is definitely the greenest that the yard has ever been. And hopefully that means next year it will be the greenest and the thickest that it's ever been. But I am extremely out of shape. I am wore out. And I'm excited to see how it looks here in the next couple weeks. And if you guys would like to follow along with this lawn and stay up to date, be sure to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any more of this yard content. And if lawn care is not your thing, please be sure to check out some of our automotive and construction / handyman projects on the channel, because I'm sure you will find something that you love. But with that, thank you guys for watching the video and checking out the channel, and I will see you in the next one.